Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Maskole and I hope that you are doing great. Please make sure that you like the video and you subscribe. Enjoy the video. Thank you very much and I appreciate your time. Hi guys, good morning, good day. Hope that you are doing great. Can you please let us watch this video and I'm going to come back and comment on it. This video is about the Nigerian chief who called Igwe okanye Eze. I'm not sure if I'm getting it right because there are these tribes in Nigeria, Igbos and Hausas and so on and so on. But let us watch this video and I'm gonna come back and put my thoughts on it. Okay.
Breaking down on Nigerian stories, East London, South Africa, in a grand ceremony, Chief Solomon Ogbonna Eziko was conferred with the prestigious title of Igwe Ndibo in East London by Ohaneze Ndibo in South Africa.
This Igwe in question has no constitutional powers in South Africa. It's not king for South African community. It's an Igwe for only people of Eastern Nigerian extraction that live in East London. So people must be able to understand the difference here. We're not making a king of a community in South Africa.
We are subject to the laws of South Africa, and we expect him and we know he can be able to organize our people so that they can be law-abiding and respect the tradition of the people, our host country, our host community, so that we can actually blend and be able to relate with them in a very smooth manner.
This event, attended by prominent traditional leaders and dignitaries from the southeastern extraction of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, celebrated Chief Solomon Ogbonna's contribution to the Nigerian community in East London.
My name is Dr. ABC Okoko. I'm the president of Ohaneze Ndibo here in South Africa. Where we have gathered today is to mark one of our cultural activities. The Igbo nation is an egalitarian nation. We are Republican by nature. The Igbos, we don't have king, we say. Our king is God Almighty and is the Pope. For us, what we are trying to do is to uphold our culture. Why? Because there is this tendency of consification of the history of Ndibo, and we don't want that to be the case. We want to preserve our history and our culture. What we are going to do here today is to demonstrate the Igbo system in terms of how we appoint traditional leadership. For me, I will call it our arch-cardinals. We are not going to call them king, because a king needs to have a kingdom, and a king has to have also in charge of resources. But what we are just doing is symbolic, so that we can actually create a system whereby our tradition is preserved, our tradition is honored, our tradition is promoted, our tradition goes beyond just being nominal. We are not talking about reality, we are talking about virtual community. In Igbo land, the way we are dispersed in South Africa, there are a lot of Igbos, especially here in East London as a territory in the Republic of South Africa. And we want them actually to identify with our culture, to be able to promote our cultural heritage, and to facilitate social cohesion between us and the host community. Because it is important that we relate to the host community through organized system, so that in as much as most of us have come here to settle, and most of us have actually not only sown seeds, they have also germinated seeds. Those seeds will grow up to be able to identify where they are coming from. So we can't forget our history, and that is the essence of our coming here, to actually create a sort of system whereby we can have a leader of our traditional institution and our traditional ways of life, that our folks will be able to rally around and be proud to say, I'm of that Igbo instruction. That's actually the reason why we're here today.
The reason why we are doing this is to teach our children our culture, believing that what makes us what we are as an Igbo people, as a peculiar people, is our language, our culture, and a tradition. So in South Africa, we have Ohaneze Igbo, we have professional chapter, we have branches, and each professional chapter will have our traditional heads, which is Igwe in Igbo language. My name is Chief Amade Amade Udozurumba 1, Nesaka Kingdom, Amasere. I am the former president of Ohaneze Igbo, South Africa. And I'm also a member of Uzenoso, Southern Africa. I am the deputy spring leader of Eze in Council. Eze in Council under Ohaneze Igbo, South African chapter, are the people who are in charge of the traditional arms of Ohaneze Igbo, South Africa.
I want to thank everybody who was here today with us to celebrate this big day. My name is Lolo Vuiswasheli Eziko, from here in South Africa, born here in South Africa at Petty. Yes, I'm the only girl at home.
What message do you have for many South Africans who may have some kind of narrative about South Africans who are married to Nigerians?
What I can tell them is that they must take them as all other men when they meet a Nigerian. There is nothing, they must be strong and fight. There will be battles, but they must be strong and fight them. Today I'm here because I didn't run away from the battles. Instead, I fight until now. Thank you.
And today the respect is awarded and accorded.
Yes.
Because I see some women bringing gifts to you. Can you tell us about those women who are bringing gifts to you?
Those women are my co-wives. We are together in the association that we started 3 years ago.
What's the name of that organization?
It's Nigerian Wife Association, South African Nigerian Wife Association.
Meaning South African women married to
Yes. But not only South Africans. What we are trying to say, we are here in South Africa. We don't mean that we want only to be South African in it. All of us, as long as you are married to a Nigerian. Yes.
All right, thank you very much for having me. Thank you for saying yes to Igwe. That's how I like to
Thank you, sir.
All right, this event could be regarded as a testament of heritage and cultural exchange that promote the tapestry of Nigerian tradition in the Republic of South Africa. Nelson Chinemere Makachwa, AIE TV, African Image Expression, East London.
Okay, what happened in this video? This video, I think it combined like the whole event of what happened in East London when the Nigerian Igbo men, they were putting their king, their own king. And there is an explanation here that they say this is not a king, but it is a symbolical. Ne? But I believe that Nigerians, they have done... Okay, what happened in this video? This video, I think it combined like the whole event of what happened in East London when the Nigerian Igbo men, they were putting their king, their own king. And there is an explanation here that they say this is not a king, but it is a symbolical. Ne? But I believe that Nigerians, they have done a little bit of a blunder in terms of communicating what they were doing, because this thing, it began to sprout without explanation. When I saw it, when I saw this thing, I thought that they were installing the king. But when I'm listening on what these people who are commenting are saying about that coronation, it was not, you can say that guy is not a chief, is not a king, but he is maybe a chairman. You see, there are some former president of a Dr. ABC. He is a president of a certain association. So these are the association of Nigerians. But what they did wrong was to communicate this thing effectively. That is why many people now are uprising, going to march. And I watched one of our king, who was the chairman of controllers in the Eastern Cape, and then he said that there will be a march. You see, King Nongonyan. And then he said that there will be a march because he felt like this is an insult to Sandile and the Khabe people. Right? So now I think that the chief needs to come out and explain that this is not a kingship, because he cannot. And then one of the Nigerian commented and said that he cannot be a king because he does not have a land. That is true. He does not have a land in South Africa. So this is their association. So as I thought, because when I begin to see this thing, I saw they do not have a political power. First of all, they do not have a political power. Right. So this, and then they explain that what they are doing for their people to organize themselves and to be able to merge in the society. Right? Which is very important, because we have seen some bad stories about Nigerians in South Africa. So as for me, in my own view, please don't attack me. Sorry. But you can attack if you like. In my own view, I don't think that what they have done is wrong. But the presentation, the way that it was presented as if they are coronating a king. Though it was a symbolical, there was no communication, effective communication, that was done prior the coronation of their chairman. Right? So that means this thing, it does not start now. They have been doing it for a very long time. But this one, it got the traction of the internet. So, and then it came to a limelight because of there was the internet. And then it was broadcasted on the channel. I'm going to tag the channel that was broadcasting this thing. You see, so in my own view and in my own point, I don't think like this was bad, the way that I'm looking. But the bad thing about this is how that it was communicated and how it was presented. So when people in South Africa, they see this, especially in the Eastern Cape, we see this as an insult to our king. And then it's an insult to our king. But when you look at it in another level, it's to try to build a society, right? It's also trying to build a society. So in my own view, I don't think that was a bad presentation that did not tasted good to the people of the land. They felt like were being undermined by Nigerians. You see, I think that now that what they must done, they must release a statement or chief come out and speak with the people of South Africa. Because this thing of we are going to march, but I don't think that it's supposed to go to that point of marching, right? I don't think that it's supposed to go to the point of marching, but it needed to be addressed properly, right? Yeah, please guys, make sure that you like my videos and you subscribe. Thank you very much.